Howdy everybody, this is TyleighCross with a Minecraft tutorial video. Are you new to Minecraft? Wondering what all the buzz is about? Heard of the game and perhaps even watched several YouTube videos but never actually played it? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you've come to the right place because this video is for you. Being a new Minecraft player myself, I was clueless how to start. What to do, where to go, what direction should I travel, how do I survive this game, much less the first night. My adventures actually started on a multiplayer server, and it was way more difficult. And I died a lot. But that's another story for another time. I learned very quickly with the help of other players, and my goal for this series is to help you in whatever game that you want to play, whether it be multiplayer or single player. We're going to learn together. Now this tutorial is geared for Java players on a computer as far as the menus and controls go. However, general beginning gameplay is similar enough for any of the platforms that you might be on, such as Xbox or PlayStation, so this tutorial will still work for you. Whatever your situation that you may choose to learn is perfectly fine, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first to notice is the version of Minecraft that you're going to play. Many tutorials out there will mention things like 1.14 and above, 1.15.1, or even 1.16, which has not been released yet. There will be some variation in block types or function, but beginning gameplay should not be affected too much. For this tutorial, we're going to be focusing on Minecraft 1.15.2, and it is modded. The only mod that I have installed is Optifine, which just kind of gives it a little crisp, cleaner kind of a look, as well as a zoom feature. Alright, so at this time we're going to go over what each of these buttons are for. So if you would like to skip to the gameplay, the timestamp is a bump. Feel free to do that. Now on this screen, this is your title screen. You have options for single player, multiplayer, Minecraft Realms, which is a subscription that Mojang allows you to do, where you can create worlds for just you and your friends or your family or whoever to play, kind of like a server. The little globe over here is for you to select a language. It's selected by default when you set up your game. You have quick accessibility, so if you want the machine to talk to you, it will do that here. If you want to set up your controls, some quick controls is here. I usually will keep my subtitles on because I like to hear the mobs around, because I don't always have my volume turned up. I'll go ahead and keep that off for this tutorial, at least for now. Your options, which will give you options to do your video settings, your controls, if you want to rekey anything in particular. I do like to rekey the inventory, I'm not even sure where it is, to like toss things, because I inevitably will throw things away that I don't mean to. Music and sound, it just depends on your desires for volume in the music. I don't like to listen to the music all the time. It gets in the way for me. But you have the options to adjust any and every one of these things, and you can do that from the title screen, and it will save it across the board for all your games. Alright, so let's move on into the single player. This is a list of all of the worlds that you have saved up to this point. We're going to be creating a new world to be a part of that list. The world name is whatever you want to name it. We're going to name this world in the beginning. Okay, because it's the first one. So once you've named your world, now is to decide what kind of game do you want to play. Your game mode is where you select that. You have the options of survival, hardcore, or creative. Now creative is for those individuals who want the freedom to build without having to fight monsters, to worry about gathering resources. You have every single block and item designed for the game at your fingertips. The monsters just kind of even ignore you. They don't care. Survival is what we're going to play, and it basically means that you have health to manage, and things in the game are trying to kill you. It's all about them, and you're in their area. So you're going to have to discover, craft, or obtain any items that you may need to play your game. Now, if you're really a risk taker, hardcore, that's your survival mode. That is a one and done type of a mode. It will give you one life and one life only. Once that life is lost, for whatever reason, your game is over. So that's going to be more for your advanced players or just the ones that just like to take that risk. We're going to go back into survival. Now, you do have some other options. First of all, the seed. The seed is what you're telling the program what game specifically that you want to make. So you can leave it blank just for a random seed, so it's just going to generate whatever it feels like it. You can also Google for the most popular Minecraft seeds or the best Minecraft seeds, and you'll get loads of options to choose from based on whatever it is that you're looking for. Read the examples if you like villages or certain biomes or areas that you think are pretty, such as beaches, lots of oceans. You're kind of a water type of a person. You can select seeds that cater to your every desire. I actually follow a YouTuber by the name of Avomance, and his channel is listed in the description below, and he actually does a series for best Minecraft seeds. He does these, I think, every week or every 10 days or so. It might even be more frequent than that. But anyway, he reviews those seeds, and we're actually going to use one of the seeds that he recently did. So you're going to enter the seed number right in this section. Now, the minus sign is very important. This is the difference between this seed and a different one. So if you're looking for a specific seed that has that minus sign, be sure to remember to put that on. Now, the next section is generate structures on or off. I think more so this is for creative players, whether they want a flat world or whatever world that they're in, whether they want those kinds of structures. For a survival game, we want those things in our world, so we're going to keep those on. The world type is what kind of a map do you want. The default is going to create whatever the seed is. You can make it super flat as a pancake, and you're not going to get any definition, no hills or anything. Your large biome, so it's going to make the map much larger. And amplified is going to make the details bigger. There's going to be other things in there, and it actually warns you that it's going to require a beefy computer. Not quite sure what kind of computer I have, but for our purposes, we're going to stay with the default. Now, allowing cheats. For this series, I am going to turn this one on because I want to be able to do certain things and use certain commands if we need to. Not so much the creative part and getting certain blocks or things, but maybe changing from night to day if we're in a pickle, or to fly a little bit so we can kind of see some of our surroundings. But for the most part, we're going to keep it in strict survival as possible. Bonus chest. Any respectable Minecrafter will say to keep this off. I say, it's your game. If you want to have a way to have an advantage at the very beginning of your game with possible tools, blocks, torches, food, or etc., without having to work super hard at the very beginning, then you go right ahead. However, for this series, we're going to say off. Alright, so we have our seed, we have all these things done, we have our world named, so now it's time to create our new world. This does take a few seconds to generate, and it will go as fast as it feels like it. It's actually generating pretty quickly. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is take a look around at where we spawned. So it looks like that we came right into a taiga forest. That's indicated by the spruce trees there, on the edge of a plains biome, which is nice and flat, lots of land. See lots of little animals here. Hello, sheep. Hello. Hello. Alright, so just like in real life, we've got some priorities. Food, shelter, clothing. And that's what we need to kind of focus on for our day one priorities. So all good Minecrafters start out punching trees. It's all you can really do because you have no tools unless you, of course, got the bonus chest. And number one rule in Minecraft is never leave hanging trees. A hanging tree is when you leave one log in the tree, such as this, and it keeps all of these leaves sitting here. If you're not going to take the leaves, at least take all the wood so that the leaves disintegrate. And as you can see, it just starts fading away and things will start dropping. So I'm going to go ahead and punch a few trees here. Alright, so while I'm doing this, let me just kind of explain some other things to you. On your screen at the bottom, you'll see a string of hearts and you'll see a string of what kind of looks like chicken bones. So the hearts actually represent your life. So anytime you get injured, those hearts will go down by usually a half a heart. The hunger, I think, actually has maybe four ticks per chicken leg. So as you begin to do things such as use your weapons in fighting, running, those kinds of things will make you hungry, and that bar will start to go down, and you'll actually have to eat at some point. If you get injured and your hunger bar is full, it will start to heal you, and then you'll use that hunger to basically keep your health up. And then below that are 9 little squares, and those squares are called your hotbar. You can access that hotbar by hitting the number keys 1 through 9, and it will advance to whatever number that you are saying. So that's a nice way to get to your things in that hotbar quickly by using those number keys. As you can see, this is way above my head, so I'm going to put some blocks here and block up so that I can reach it. Now when you do spawn in, you can kind of see the sun here. So when you first come into spawn, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So the sun is like midway in the sky, and it, just like the real sun, it goes east to west. So it will slowly gravitate over there toward the west. So that kind of gives you an idea of the time of day and how much time that you have left to do whatever it is that you're going to do. In real life, it's about 20 minutes that you have for one Minecraft day. So just keep that in mind when you're out exploring and you're starting your game. The other thing that I want to go over real quick is your inventory. Now, a lot of people consider this section here, these 3 rows of 9 blocks, is like your backpack. It's stuff that you have on your person all the time. It's stuff that if you die, they will just kind of explode around where you died. It will show you what armor that you were wearing, if you have a shield or anything in your offhand, which is your left hand. All of your active blocks are going to be there in your right. You also have a 2x2 crafting area where you can craft certain items. And one of the things that we can craft right now is a crafting table. So we're going to just craft some planks. And this is one of those things that you may or may not know, what to make. This is a recipe for the crafting table, and it doesn't show up in here, even though it shows that you can make planks. It doesn't actually tell you that you can make a crafting table. So this is one of those things that you kind of need to know, that the game doesn't really tell you. So you're going to craft a crafting table. What that then allows you to do is it opens up a world of recipes of things that you can make. So I already explained the hotbar and the recipe book there. It opens up that separate section here. And then now it tells you that you can make a crafting table. But as you gather items, it will add things to this recipe that you are able to make based on the items that you have in your inventory at the time. Alright, let's get out of that. Let's finish punching this tree. And we're going to collect these sticks because it's the only thing that we really need. We really don't need those spruce. All right. So as you can see, we're about midday. The sun is almost directly above us. It's getting pretty close. And we have about 29 logs, which is enough for right now. So let's make a couple of things. Let's turn our recipe book on, and you can see these are all the items that we can make right now based on the things that we have in our inventory. The most important things I think that we need right now is a wooden axe and a wooden pickaxe. The wooden pickaxe is going to allow us to mine stone and coal. With that stone, we can make things such as a furnace. We can make stone tools, which are also very important to make. And iron ore. We can mine that as well with the wooden pickaxe. So those are the number one things that we're going to focus on, and then we're going to go ahead and start moving forward. So I also mentioned food. Food is very important at this stage of the game. And as you can see, we have a plethora of animals. We have some sheep and chickens. We've got some pigs out there. And with sheep comes wool. And wool is important because we need to be able to make a bed. So early game, a bed is very important. Now, we can kill this gray and this black sheep, or maybe that's a gray and a light gray sheep. I think that's what it is. We can kill those sheep because there's a black one over there. We can kill them and that's okay, but because they have a different color wool, it's not going to help us early game unless we get 3 of those. So I'm going to stick with the white sheep for right now. And I'm going to get these guys first. And why not? And we'll get the little piggy too. We'll get some food. All right, now let's go ahead and mine some of this stone. As you can see here, this block right here, that's coal. So we definitely need that. But let's do this because we want to mine this stuff as quickly as possible. So before we get too far, let's go ahead and set our crafting table down. And let's make a stone pickaxe so we can mine this stuff a little faster. All right. You see how fast that is compared to the wooden one? And now let's switch to the stone. Much faster. But I also don't like to waste the tools, so we'll probably mine some stone with the wooden pickaxe just so that we can use it up, so we don't waste it. All right, I think that's all that we got. Ooh, okay, so this right here is iron ore. You have to use at least a stone pickaxe in order to collect it. If you use the wooden pickaxe, it would actually destroy the block and you would not get it. So make sure you remember to use a stone pickaxe, at least. All right, so let's flip back over. Let's just get some more of this cobblestone. So when you use any kind of generic pickaxe on stone, it leaves you cobblestone. Later on, we'll be exposed to enchanted items, and we'll be able to put an enchantment or a book or something on a pickaxe called Silk Touch. And then that Silk Touch, when you mine stone, it actually keeps it as stone. Okay, lots of coal. We need to take a look at our time of day. And as you can see, the stars are starting to come out. So let's go ahead and make our bed real quick because we need to pass this night before all the monsters come out. And as you can see, there's a recipe here for a white bed. So we're going to go ahead and generate that and make it, craft it, and then let's set it down. It has to be set down in a 2-block space. And let's lay down. So that is actually the end of our first night. And let's see what we were able to get. Some logs, we've got a little bit of food, we've got some iron ore and some coal. And we've got a couple of tools. If you'll hang around with me, we'll collect up a little bit more resources, and then we'll spend day 2 searching the area and see if we can find a good spot to get any additional resources. Let's at least pick up this coal and then we'll get going. Early game 2 light is very important. Actually, the whole entire game light is very important. Torches you can actually make in your little 2x2 square. Just think of it logically. You've got a stick and you have a fuel source. So you've got some torches. When you have those torches and you can light things up, it'll keep monsters from spawning, and it will allow you to actually see what you're doing, which is pretty important. Also, early game resources are very limited, so no reason to keep those there. Alright, we're going to break up our bed and take it with us, as well as our crafting table. And let's go this way. I don't know what that shape is out there. Nice little mountain of some kind, I think. Yep, there it goes. A little extra food. I like mountains because they do have a lot of resources, especially early game. And it also gives the elevation to be able to see what else is around, because I think that can be very important. Wow, that's a lot of squid. I think we should kill us some squid. You can't eat squid. You can eat salmon, though. The squid is good for black ink. It is one of the few ways to obtain black ink in the game. So if you're able to get it, see, and I don't have a... Is that a house I see out in the distance? It looks like it has a big rock on top of it. Minecraft rule number 2. Never dig straight down, because you don't know exactly what's underneath you. You could think you're on a solid block and then you find yourself going down a very deep hole, or even more frequent, falling into a pit of lava. I wouldn't know anything about that because I have never dug straight down. Just kidding. Found that out the hard way, actually. I didn't know that rule early on, so hopefully that little tidbit of information will save you at least once. Alright, let's go check out this village. And it has a blacksmith. That's exciting. Blacksmith is kind of the coveted profession in villages because they almost always have a chest inside that you can get like weapons or armor. This guy has a little balcony, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And of course there's beds, so if you never came across a field of sheep, that would be a good place to get some beds. And there is our chest. Let's see what we've got. Diamonds! Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That is awesome. And we got some iron, a little bit of gold, and some iron horse armor, which if we don't have a saddle, then we probably won't be able to do much with that horse armor. That was incredible. Thank you, blacksmith. Did you leave any food or anything in the furnace? Nope. But we can go through and cook a little something. Let's cook up this. I don't know how much it's going to take there. And then up here, let's go ahead and cook up the mutton. Alright, so let's go explore the rest of the village. Because there's quite a few. Wow, there's even one way up there. We just have to make sure that we come back to get that. Hello, villagers with no professions. Yes, I did say that. Hello, Mr. Golem. Thank you for protecting the villagers. And isn't he cute, little baby villager? Oh, a ravine. I almost went right down into it. Oh, oh! He almost pushed me. Look. Don't make me tear that bed down. Okay, I'm getting dizzy. Alright, let's see what's in this house. How do we get to that house? Need some dirt or something. How about... there. See if I can get over this way. 2 blocks should do it. There we go. Anything in here? A smithing table. That ravine actually has quite a few things. You might have to go take a trip down there. Alright, as you can see, the sun is now gone down, so I think for safety's sake, we should call this the end of day 2. Okay, let's look at these houses, and then we'll go over behind us and go up. Stonecutter is very valuable, so I am going to go ahead and take that because that just helps when you're building to have those kinds of resources. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope. How about in here? No. We need a little color in our lives too. So we're going to turn this cornflower into blue dye. We're going to turn this poppy into red dye. And we're going to combine these together in our 2x2 crafting. It's a purple dye. And then we are going to dye our white bed purple. Because purple is where it's at. I do need to eat some food. Bread is the only thing that is cooked in my inventory that I can eat that won't make me sick. So we're going to do that. And we're going to head back over here to take a look at these other houses that were behind us. I'm really excited that the blacksmith had diamonds. That's just incredible. To have diamonds this early game. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Over here, there's a chest. Lots of stuff. Some apples, some potatoes. We've got some oak saplings. And And we'll go ahead and take this chest, because you never know when you're going to need a chest. Alright, and there was another house up here, I believe. What a great find. This was an excellent day. So, after 2.5 days, we've managed to get quite a few things. We got 3 diamonds. We're probably going to turn this into a diamond pickaxe, because we're going to need this to mine some obsidian, so why not? Obsidian we'll use to go into the nether. Yeah, we've got some basic tools. We do need to maybe consider using that iron for armor, and maybe a iron sword, a few iron pieces. So we'll look at that next time, but for now I'll just eat my bread, make a mess everywhere. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll continue making these. I hope you were able to learn a lot, and those of you that are brand new Minecraft players, come play along with me as we begin this journey and we continue the series. Bye now.